All right. So the first thing we do is we're going to have a number line. I'm going to go ahead and I know that I need the number 7 on my number line. So I'm going to put 7 in the middle because it doesn't matter what number I have in the middle. Let's do 8, 9, 6, 5. That should be enough. We just need a couple numbers on each side. All right, so this is what your problem is going to look like. It's going to have an inequality, and it's going to say graph this inequality. When we're graphing something, ladies and gentlemen, all we're doing is giving a visual representation of what we see. Okay, so how can I represent this in a visual way? So rather than saying f is greater than 7, how can I put it on a graph? And you're going to graph a ton in 8th grade, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is answer the question, do we have an open circle or a closed circle? Open, right? Because we don't have the little equal sign line underneath our inequality symbol. It's just greater than. F is greater than 7. So we're going to go to the number 7, and we're going to put an open circle. Okay? We're going to go to the number 7, and we're going to put an open circle. Then we're going to see if it's in the right order. Do we have variable, inequality symbol, then number? Variable, inequality symbol, and then number? Yes. So we can follow the rule, point our arrow the same direction as our symbol. So our symbol is pointing to the right, so our arrow is going to point to the right. And it must be an arrow. Make sure you put an arrow piece on the end. Okay? So this graph represents the inequality. F is greater than 7. Okay, and that's where my hint comes into play. Read it out loud. If I look at this graph, does that make sense that I'm including every number that's greater than 7? Yeah, because my numbers 8 and 9 are greater than 7. So it makes sense that my arrow would point to the right. All right, number 2, we've got the number 5. So let's put 5 in the middle. 6, 7, 4, 3. All right, let's answer our first question. Do we have an open circle or a closed circle?
Closed.
Closed because we have the equal sign underneath our 5. So we're going to plot a point at 5, but we're going to fill it in this time because we have that equal sign underneath. Okay, we're going to now read out loud, or we can follow our symbol arrow rule. So here we have A is less than or equal to 5. Do we have it in the right order? Do we have A, or do we have variable, symbol, number? Do we have it in the right order? Variable, symbol, number? Yes? Okay, you can say yes, it's okay. Variable, symbol, number. So we can point our arrow the same direction as our symbol. So we're going to point it to the left because our inequality symbol is pointed to the left. I can also read this out loud and say A is less than or equal to, if I come up to my table, A is less than or equal to 5. Does this graph show all of the numbers that are less than or equal to 5? Yes, because 4 is less than 5, 3 is less than 5, 5 is equal to 5. Okay? However you want to think of it. You can either point it in the same direction or you can read it out loud. All right, let's look at our last example. 6 is greater than P, so let's put our 6 in the middle. 7, 8, 5, 4. Okay, 6 is greater than P. So am I going to have an open circle or a closed circle? Okay, at 6, we always go with the number that's in the inequality. Now, is it in the correct order? Variable, inequality, number. Is it in the correct order? No, it is not in the correct order because my variable goes last. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to flip it. around. But I can put my variable, I'm just going to write over here so I don't get confused. I can put my variable first. But remember back to like 2nd grade when you are making the crocodile, shark, monster, Pac-Man, whatever, eat the bigger number. If 6 is greater than P, then I need to flip this around the other way so that my inequality is still saying the same thing. Okay? 6 is greater than P. P is less than 6. Do those say the same thing? 6 is greater than P. P is less than 6? Yes, right? If 6 is greater than P, then P is less than 6. So if we flip around our number and our variable to put it in the right order, all we have to do is flip our sign around, okay? And make sure it's still pointing to the right number or eating the bigger number, right? Okay, that's all you have to do. Now you can follow the arrow rule. So which way would my arrow point? P is less than 6 to the left. Okay, so my inequality symbol is pointing to the left when it's in the correct order. Or I can read it out loud and go, P is less than 6, so my arrow is going to point to the left. Okay, so that's how we're going to graph our inequalities. You're going to have a practice page where you're graphing inequalities, and then at the end it's asking you to try to write the inequality from the graph that you see. Make sure you pay attention. Is it open or closed? And if it's in the right order, you can follow the arrow rule where your arrow points in the same direction as your inequality symbol.